Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Spill. I'm your host, India.
I'm Michaela.
I'm Jay.
Hi, I'm Julia.
And I'm Kayla.
Okay, ladies, the first topic we have to talk about today is the cancellation of Keeping Up with the Kardashians on E! Network. After 14 long years and 20 seasons, the Kardashians decided to call it quits. But after seeing how much buzz that this news is getting, rumors have swirled the Kardashian clan is thinking about having a streaming deal with either Netflix, Apple, or Amazon. What do you ladies think about this?
They always land on their feet.
Honestly, for me, I'm not a big Kardashians person, but I do think that they capitalize off of the buzz around their name. So it should be a great thing for them to do to make more money than what they already have.
Okay, see, with the Kardashians, I've been watching that show forever, and it's been on E! News for a while. And I feel like when they get off of E! News is going to go down because I feel like the Kardashians makes E! News. So I feel like it's smart for Chris, to continue streaming the show because they're going to get more money eventually anyway.
That makes sense. I feel like, from a marketing standpoint, they're all geniuses. Like anything that they can put their name on, they do.
I agree. Even though to me they're like culture vultures, no offense, but I do respect their marketing skills.
Like she's gonna make sure that her kids are straight regardless. Cause I know in one episode she had like so many cameras in her home just in case like something need to be filming is there. So she's smart. She gonna make sure that her kids and grandkids will be set for life.
Talk about a momager. That's a momager.
I feel like Kayla in this situation, they definitely are culture vultures and they definitely have profited off of Black people. However, their strategy of doing so is very monumental, and like the way that Chris has set everybody up to where they're pretty much rich regardless is beautiful to me.
That's true.
That's true.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. But I know, like with Courtney Kardashian, she was basically tired of being on the show anyway. Because you think about it, they've been filming since they was like teenagers. So now she has kids, and she's like, she don't have enough time to film anymore. So I feel like for her standpoint, like it should be over with, like the show. Because what more money do you need? Like what else can they be filming? Like they film a lot of things. And as far as like Kim, she's money hungry too, so she always wants to film. But how can you have a show without Courtney as well, since she's a part of the Kardashians?
And
Well, didn't maybe Chloe and Kim have like a spin-off or something at some point? So maybe some of the Kardashian clan might like have a spin-off, like we said, a streaming deal with Netflix, Apple, or Amazon. Just because it's so hard to imagine them not being in that spotlight.
That's true.
But at the same time, though, I feel like they all have kids now. They're older. They're not teenagers anymore, like India was saying. And I just feel like your kids are growing older now, and I feel like celebrities often, whenever they're in the light like that, they try to make sure their kids kind of aren't in the light like that, because it's hard to grow up with all those cameras on you and you're just like noticing and capturing your every movement for the world to see. And not every teenage story needs to be broadcasted whatsoever.
But I was shocked that Caitlyn Jenner, she did not even know that they was going off air. And I would have thought like they would have known. They're all family. So I wish them the best of luck.
Now, y'all know I'm a Virgo and it is Virgo season. But I also want to talk about how September is Suicide Prevention Month here in the world. Mason offers mental health first aid courses, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that, but they definitely do.
I took that class my fall semester. It was actually pretty cool. We got a whole book, like get to recognize different like anxiety and panic disorders, and then like what to do if someone's in distress. So that was really cool. I even got a certificate, so I'm technically a certified mental health first aider. That's pretty cool.
That's great. I know Mason has a lot of resources for students and also off campus as well. But I feel like as a community, we need to come together for people that's having like suicidal, thoughts. What can we do better to prevent that? because it's been going on for a long time, and I feel like we need to make a stop to that. Basically, just helping people, giving them tips and suggestions, and definitely telling them about a therapist as well, because it's a lot of mental therapists around the world that can also help people.
What I really am glad about living in this current times is that it's a lot more normalized to have these feelings, to share your experiences. Whereas, when our parents were kids, or even like growing up now, even though I know it's a lot less people, um, it was not really, you had to be tough. You couldn't really share your emotions like this. It could always be worse, is what people would tell you. But now it's just a lot more normalized, and people are just more comfortable speaking out about these things, which is the first step in getting help, is being able to speak out about your experiences.
Yeah,
Yes,
most definitely.
definitely.
Therapy will help. And even like if you guys want to try yoga, breathing exercise, that most definitely helps. Because I know at least with me, because I have anxiety, it does a lot.
And
I also
I'm
listen to a
like
lot of music too.
extreme. Go ahead.
Oh, and I was saying, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying music helps too, because oftentimes people don't know how to vocalize what they're feeling. They just know they're feeling something. And sometimes certain songs like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's how I feel. And then it's like a step just trying to figure out how you're feeling and how to go from there. Recognizing what feelings you have, and then just trying to be like, okay, so I feel this way, and then you can go forward with that. And I think that's really important too.
Yeah, music
I'm
therapy.
like very into mental health in the Black community specifically. That's like where my heart goes out to, because I feel like for so long we have been taught to be strong people, so we don't recognize when we go through things. And I know, like, for a fact that the NAACP, they have a health chair that'll provide you resources. If you go to BSA, they'll provide panels. Like, there's so many virtual events centered around being like growing into yourself and knowing that it's okay not to be okay.
Mm.
Yes,
Indeed.
and
And
I
it's
also
it
think
is
like
it is
having conversations like that is very important, because I know like for males they are more dominant, to have suicidal thoughts and actually, actually kill themselves. And I feel like it's a lot of resources out here for them to talk to, and I feel like it's important for them to feel comfortable in order to talk to someone to prevent those situations.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the problem is, especially with males, especially young adult Black males, is because we define masculinity in such a narrow little box. When any male tries to break out of that box, it becomes an issue. Like, no, that's not where you're supposed to be. But it's like, it's not like pain isn't a monolithic experience. We all experience it in different ways. We all feel it in different ways. It's important that no matter how they're feeling it, they feel comfortable enough to, talk about it and heal from it. And I think that's a major thing too that we need to work on.
Definitely.
yeah. Okay, so shifting gears to a lighter note, y'all know I am the host of Music Mondays. So we have to talk about the iconic versus battle between Brandy and Monica. Who were you guys rooting for, and who do you think won?
I
I'm
was
going to
team Monica. Team Monica.
Brandy. Brandy.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was team Monica at first, and then Monica started being real shady, and I
Oh
became
yeah.
team Brandy
I
quick.
didn't say it. You did.
But I understand why was the vibe so off, because I did peep that. She was being shady to Brandy.
I'm gonna be like 100% on that. Like, they have beef from back in the day that is unsettled. That, like, Brandy does most of the apologizing. If y'all pay attention to every interview where they mention Monica, Brandy does a lot of apologizing. And mentally, I watched like the Gladys Knight against Patty yesterday,
Oh,
and
that was
they
so
they
good.
are like a definition of how Brandy and Monica should have been.
Let me tell you something. When
Yes.
Patty kicked off her shoes, I was like, oh, it's going down. Look, my mom loves Patty LaBelle, so she's like, make sure you know my favorite songs. I'm like, okay, mom, I know, I know, I know.
Yes. I watched that versus. It was actually good. Like I really enjoyed it. And like we need more of that. People coming together, sharing their music. It's basically a celebration. That's why I love how Timbaland and Swiss Beats, they made a platform for artists to come together, share their music, and celebrate it. But who do y'all think should go on versus next though?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna
I
do
wouldn't.
this one from my people, in down south. I really
Okay.
think that B King and K Stylist or K Kemp, they should definitely do a versus together because they got the hits. Like down south, they are that.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't mind seeing like Mary J. Blige and maybe Tony Braxton. I feel like that'd be
And
Ooh.
interesting.
Tony,
And Tony, are you sure?
I
Well,
was
I don't
thinking
okay.
think
Mary J.
First of all,
Blige.
don't sleep on Tony. Don't sleep on Tony. Don't sleep on Tony. Because she basically dominated the 90s, okay? like five.
Ooh.
Look, I'm trying to. Every fifth song was a Tony song, so don't even play me like that. Look, don't
I mean,
estimate
yeah,
the
but
rap.
like
Okay,
compared to
you
Mary J.
must have
Blige,
lived in a different '90s than everybody else. But okay,
Okay, you're okay. You know what? Tell you what. Ask your parents. There you go. I'm trying to tell you, Tony. I'm promise you, Tony and Mary J. Blige.
I got your ass mama tonight.
I know
I'm
Dragon
thinking
Will,
Mary
Mama,
J. Blige
say
and
Mary.
Faith Evans. That's who I think Mary J. Blige should go against.
That's more of a better match. Kayla, who
That
were
would
you
be
about
a
to
good
say?
one.
I know that Usher is kind of like, like top of the line, but I think that if anyone remembers Neo, he had the same sort of vibes as Usher. I think that'd be a pretty close battle between Usher and Neo.
Mm-hmm. But he
I
already went
mean,
I
first with
have
that
to
the
disagree.
Austin producer too.
I disagree strongly.
Yeah, they have different
Strongly
vibes. Two
disagree.
different.
Neo back in the day, like
Hello.
Neo was Neo. Like I could see them like chopping it up, yeah. But like a versus
Mm-hmm.
battle, like Neo and Usher are in two different categories when it comes to R&B.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But y'all know who I want to see? I want
Who?
to see Jennifer Hudson and Fantasia.
Baby,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
have to not wear headphones for that versus.
Look, let me tell you something. I can't be in my apartment watching them. I'm gonna say, who is screaming? I'm like, I'm sorry, they catching the high note. Let them have it.
They
Let them have
wasn't
it.
But that's gonna
screaming.
be so good though.
yeah,
My
Battle of the
girls, like
American
those girls,
Idols.
they like made church. I'm not even gonna lie, like I'm a big church girl, so I feel like vocally people who sing in the choir just sound completely different than anyone in R&B. And those two women, they both grew up born and raised in the church. That battle is gonna be something serious.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's gonna be great.
I want to see a Chris Brown battle.
Chris
Yeah.
Brown versus who?
Chris
I don't know. I
Brown.
mean, some people were saying Usher, but I was like,
That's
probably
like
like
your
I
little
would
brother
want to
and
see.
your big brother. It's not gonna hit.
I mean, yeah,
What's not
I
gonna
would
hit?
like to see old Usher. I mean, old Chris Brown and then new Chris
I
I
could
could
do
watch
that. I
that.
could do that
I could
because
watch that.
I
I'm
can
a
Brown.
see
Chris
that.
Brown girl.
Mm-hmm.
Because his sound definitely changed from when he was younger. I honestly like his older music than his newer music.
I do too.
Because
But he
everything just
also
sounds the
has
same.
like hits. Don't do him. He got hits. He got hits.
He got hits,
He
but
got
like
hits.
Go Crazy, it sounds exactly like the other song that he just released.
Yes, it does. It definitely does. But like I feel like just I want him to battle himself, but can we put like two concerts together? Because I don't care what
Mm.
anybody says. Chris Brown's concert style has changed, but it has changed for the good.
Mm.
Oh, you know a good one? I think Lil Wayne and T.I.
No,
Lil Wayne would dominate.
Wait a
no,
minute, wait a minute,
that's
wait a minute,
no.
wait a minute. I'm
Lil
so sick of
Wayne and
people sleeping on
T.I.
T.I.
That'd
like
be
that. Wait a
good.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, T.I. got hits for days.
Yes.
But
Don't sleep on
nobody.
Tip.
But at the thing about Tip and Lil Wayne is that like those are. I'm tired of people putting two people who are in two different types of hip
Yeah.
hop together. Like you can't put two people in like they both might follow under hip hop, but you got to recognize like ATL hip hop is completely different from Louisiana hip hop by a long shot. NBA YoungBoy
Yeah.
is different from he different. Like
And Lil Wayne and Vincent move out like they're not inside the same category.
Yes. Well, look like we coming to an end of another episode of The Spill.
Don't forget to follow guys on Instagram and all our social media platforms. You can find us on Instagram at @thespillgmu.
All right, and we see you next time.
Bye.